Episode 12. Last week we discussed the rear knee. Today we're going to discuss the lead knee, which we're going to discuss different ways of landing it, whether it's through a switch and through a step. But make sure you watch episode 11. This way, a lot of the mistakes are the same. This way you get a recap and you could limit the amount of mistakes you're making on your lead knee. Right into the technicals aspect of it. As I always say, it all starts with good footwork. So let's start with our feet. So to throw the lead knee now, you need to create space and distance. Just throwing it here, there is no power. So you have to create either a switch or you have to create a step in order to lengthen the stance and get good power with the lead knee. So let's talk about the switch. And the switch is just you're kind of skip stepping in and I'm throwing the knee. So you can see this as one foot comes forward, the other one comes back, loads up the knee. From this angle, hand positioning the same. As you see, I'm cutting off my opponent's punches and mixing in my knee, hands coming down to the same side, not coming on opposite side. Now, if your opponent is moving away, so if my opponent's starting to move back, the switch knee is not going to work because they are moving. That's when you'll do the step knee. Still hand position the same. Defense, I'm stepping, blocking the punches and landing my knee. Step knee, switch knee. Remember the key, keep your heel tucked to your butt. This way it's the sharper knee. Boom, heel tucked, knee coming forward. Same thing as the episode 11 technical series. We are making sure that we are counterbalancing our weight, making sure we're always falling into our stance. Control my foot and back down. If I'm step knee, come back down and I exit out. This way I'm always in control of my footwork. I don't want to see people here and falling forward. Shows lack of control in your stance, a lot of mistakes structurally. So make sure you can knee and control your placement down and then I can exit out. So if I'm kneeing down, back and exit, always in control of good footwork. Okay, we're using the micro mitts again, and we're going to start with just basic. Remember, the micro mitts are very good for using controlled knees, and that's where you want to always have control in all your strikes, especially in the footwork. So let's start with Matt. Because I'm staying close, Matt is going to do a switch knee and come back. See how he controls his foot down, exits with the back foot. That shows good control in the footwork. Knee, step down, back foot exits. So closer knee, I'm in here. So I want him, if it's a little longer, he's going to be on his calf of his front foot. I want him to control it. If I'm going to the head, his plant foot is going to be on the heel. This way the direction of the knee comes up, heel tucked to the butt. Now if I'm exiting now and I'm moving back, this is when he's going to mix in a step knee. This way he has more distance to travel. So if I'm moving away here, controls. If I'm close, switch and step. Now, traditionally, when you teach combination fighting, which is going to be an episode coming up after the kicking series, what we're going to do is we're going to mix opposite hand to opposite knee. So Matt's going to throw his cross to knee. That's the most basic way of setting up the lead knee. Now we're just going to flow our own. All right, back to the tie pads. Again, two different ways to hold. If Matt's showing here, one on top of the other is the easiest, or the other way is one on top. And usually if I'm throwing my lead knee, it's going to be left knee, left hand in front. So Matt's just going to decide whatever he likes to throw. No right or wrong way of throwing it. Switch, and then I have different steps and switches. Now we're just going to mix in some kicks to knees. Don't worry too much about the kick technique. That's coming soon. I'm just gonna use the long bag now. I'm gonna start with the bag swinging. This way I can catch my timing. It's important to get good timing on the knee, so we'll start with the bag slightly moving. I'll time it. From there, I'll flow in some of my favorite ways of landing it, mixing with my punches and my knees. All right, Matt Special here. He's using the wrecking ball. The reason why I like the wrecking ball for knees, it really reinforces bringing the knee up. These will help you in more closer range knees because you're taking the angle of the knee up. So you're thinking about popping that chin, and he's gonna mix it in with his boxing. If he wants, he could even mix in some body kicks. Mix in with his knees. Okay, we're gonna do some partner drilling, and we're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna mix in back and forth with step knees, switch knees. We're gonna mix in, you don't always have to hit the body. I do like to knee the body because it shows control and it toughens the partner's body, which a lot of people have weak bodies in fighting. So if you're gonna talk about landing the knee, it's also important to learn how to take a knee, and it starts by slowly building up your shield, your armor. So sometimes it's important to take knees to the body as well. So Matt and I are just going to exchange back and forth, playing with different angles and ranges. Focusing on my hand position being tight. So for example, I'm going to knee Matt, and he's going to try to counter me with punches. See, I can use my hands now to control. Okay, whether he throws a hook or straight punches, I can control and land. I'm defending his punches with my hands. Go. Okay, traditionally, one of the best ways to set up the lead knee is with the rear hand. So let's go cross knee. Another way, another good setup is the hook, rear hook to lead knee. Okay, now we're just going to flow on whatever we want, taking these on the body. Okay, let's discuss some common errors when throwing the lead knee. The first one is going to be in our footwork. We need to make sure our plant foot when we're kneeing is that we're off the heel and on our toes. We need that counterbalance. I don't want to see you guys kneeing and falling forward. That's a lack of control in your footwork. So let's make sure we can knee, control the step down, and come back, and it starts with that counterbalance. Get off that heel, everybody. Mistake number 2 is how linear the knee is. A lot of people knee and their knees aren't straight. This is a clean, straight, linear knee. So let's make sure our knees almost rub through each other. This way, it's a nice linear knee. Mistake number 3, not tucking our heel to our butt. We're kneeing this way. Let's keep our heels to our butt, make it a nice sharp linear knee. Mistake number 4, hand positioning. Make sure our hand positioning is up. Make sure we're not kneeing and having our hands down to our sides. Just think about how open our head position is. So when we switch, let's keep our hands up. Okay, my hands are clean and up, defending my head at all time. If I'm reaching my hands out, let's make sure we pull our hands and quickly return back and get back into our structured position. There you have it, episode 12, the lead knee. Remember, it's a straight knee, so keeping our knees nice in line. And remember, you can do it as a switch or you can do it as a step, depending on the distance you are from your opponent. If your opponent's running a lot, use that step knee. If they're staying in the pocket, that's when you use that switch knee. So hope you're liking the series. Next week is a big one. We're going to start talking about our right power kick, which is my favorite things to teach. And I think an area where a lot of you listeners and a lot of you followers need a lot of work on. Bazooka style kickboxing is about power, and I'm going to show you how to develop the most power in your kicks. So hope you're enjoying the series. Comment, like below, ask questions, and see you next week.